Welcome back to Accidental Crusade.
Heresy!
Woo!
Yes, indeed. The Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40k role-playing brought to you by Digital and Dice. I am your host, Mark, and joining me today are the players. We have Voiceover Guy Brian.
More heresy!
We have Lysander.
Greetings and praise the Omnissiah.
We have Dammit.
No heresy. He's bad.
And we have Cat.
I hear a little heresy makes the soup tastier. Wait, I mean, no heresy. Heresy is bad. Heresy is bad, y'all.
We are in the Inquisition. Heresy is bad.
I mean,
Makes
isn't
it
that the
spicy.
source of most arch heretics throughout the Imperium?
Zip it.
That is heresy.
That's
Are you
forbidden
saying
lore.
my grandma's soup recipe causes arch heretics?
I'm pretty sure it summons demons.
And where we last left our intrepid acolytes, you were at the bar known as the Bravest in the mid-hive of Argentum. You are investigating a noble known as Tobias Endrot and his potential connections to various cult activity on the planet, and potentially also the untimely deaths of the previous acolytes to you. So, there you are at this card tournament, the fundraising event for the families of fallen PDF officers. You have just met Tobias Endrot and his accompaniment as they have made their way by. And where we last left you, they had just left you to go off to talk to a different table, and Furia has just noted that the waiter that you've been keeping an eye on is standing behind a wooden pillar, and it seems to be kind of looking over his shoulder and taking note of not only Tobias, but also your group.
Oh, Magnolia, dear.
Yes, sir. Your lordship, sir.
I feel like we might want to have a conversation with a certain young man. Could you go and collect them? Or at least ascertain, charm them, do that thing you do where you say something simple and it makes everyone adore you.
I ain't no daggone simpleton, your lordship.
I absolutely understand that.
But I will most certainly go get that young man directly.
I believe he is asking you to use your feminine wiles.
Oh, I got some wiles. They're in my other back pocket. Or maybe this hollow here leg. No, that's full of potatoes. Hold on. I'll be right back.
I thought your name was Starchy. She has leg full of potato.
You never know when you're going to need to carve an inquisitional...
Let's
never
not
mind.
use that word here.
Never mind. Never mind.
It's only opens there.
I told you. Okay.
Hey, who you calling oop stay?
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Does he need shoes anymore? All right. Never mind. I'll be right back. You guys just, do whatever it is you're doing.
Okay.
Get some more liquor or something.
I would like to return to attempting to count cards, but I am also going to be keeping kind of this. I'm going to be paying at least slight attention to that. The entourage for Tobias, because I am weirdly suspicious of her lack of augmetics.
Okay, if you make me an awareness with -2 dice, that way you're keeping an eye on both things. Effectively like, a multi-action.
3.
Okay, so you're keeping an eye out what's going on. Not a problem. So, Maggie,
Yeah.
you're going to go over and have words with this particular waiter?
I'm going to go up yonder as a way and see if I can't get me some victuals from him.
Don't
Okay.
accept.
Are you going directly for him, or are you kind of meandering around towards him?
No, I'm going to make eye contact and, make a little feminine eye waggle at him and then come over all slinky-like.
Okay, got it.
Vox bead wise, what's your situation? Does she have a Vox bead?
You all have Vox beads.
Okay. Well, remember, do not accept food or beverage from this guy.
Persuasion check.
Y'all
As
are
you-
so
Did a
paranoid.
cook try to kill you or something at some point?
Just because they serve food doesn't mean the food is bad. I'm just saying it's kind of offensive.
So,
All right.
go ahead
I'm
and make
making...
me, yes, a persuasion check.
Oh, I can do that thing, right? Right?
Theoretically.
Right?
Down towards
There it
the...
is.
Yeah.
They see this like no one has ever been poisoned.
It's all right. I got this.
That's why we have on-site medical staff.
Wait, no.
That's me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So you make eye contact as the individual is kind of again leaning against this pillar and looking over his shoulder, and for a moment he's looking at Endrot, and then he looks over at you and he sees you for a moment, and he seems a little unsure, but then you do the eyebrow waggle and start making your way over to him. He continues to look uncertain, but he doesn't run away. He kind of grabs the tray that he had left on the small counter nearby him and kind of stands up a little straighter as you make your way over, and he looks at you and says, yes, of course, ma'am. I have, would you like an aperitif?
I bet you've never seen a lady play the banjo and the spoons and the skin flute at the same time.
I absolutely have not. To be perfectly honest with you, ma'am, I only know what 2 of those things are.
Hold on. Which 2?
Well,
We're not there.
he blushes slightly. Is there something I can get you?
Well, it depends on what you're doing in about 5 minutes.
I'm working. I'm working. Mm-hmm. I have business.
I see.
Is he kind of looking at you, but then also like looking away, and like for a moment he seems to almost panic until he looks over and he relaxes as he gains gains visual on Endrod again.
You seem tense, friend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. Are you okay? Are you under duress?
I'm fine. Everything is fine.
A lady loves a dang old man in distress.
Are you saying he's hard up?
I haven't checked.
Go ahead and make me an insight roll.
Okay.
Don't forget,
I'm
by the
sorry,
way,
I
don't
forgot
forget the
how to
rules for
brain.
taking half if you wish to as well, depending on what your rolls would normally be.
I made myself blush. Insight, you said.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a cock die. Oh no. Okay, that's 4 once, and one of them is most certainly.
Okay. So what is that? 4 successes and a complication?
1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 1 complication.
Okay. So you get the feeling like as he's watching, like he's obviously not telling you the whole truth at this point. And as
I think he does know what a skin flute is.
as he's looking, you note that while he's watching for a moment, he seems to kind of forget you're there, and he pulls out a small data pad and actually types in a few things, and then hides it back, and then kind of seems to come back to himself and look at you. Excuse me, I have things to attend to.
Are you making notes on my comrades?
No, of course I'm not.
I feel kind of offended.
Why would you be offended?
I rescind my suggestions. I'm gonna flounce off.
Okay. You flounce off, and he looks flustered for a moment, and then goes about meandering around, kind of alternate side of the room from everybody.
Narrative declaration. As he is walking away from Magnolia, he trips
Oh dear.
and drops the contents that he may have been trying to hide.
Yeah.
I was plotting a pickpocket, and I will take that.
So, as a matter of fact, as he's starting to make his way there, he is jostled and twisted to the side by a very, very upset.
Guilt.
Yes. As he's stomping his way towards the exit, he just barrels right into this guy who just ass over tea kettle hits the ground, his tray going everywhere, splashing all over Guilt once again. As he a new uproar as Guilt is now even more incensed than before. But as he falls down, his data pad kind of clacks to the ground next to him, and he seems to kind of be dazed for a moment.
I'd like to have been doing the kind of flounce where you look back to see if they notice that you're flouncing.
He's not paying attention to you at
Great.
all.
I'm gonna snag that.
Who's the closest one of us to get the data?
Oh gosh.
That would be Maggie.
Maggie would like to snag their data pad.
You wave that card. You're gonna play it or not?
I'm real nervous about that because mine's devastating, and if yours isn't, then that's good.
Does she have to roll to pick up data pad?
If you're trying to do it stealthily, then yes.
Yeah, I can do stealth.
Do it!
Over Vox Bead, I am going to make statement. brief statement about teamwork, unity, and brotherhood. I'm going to tell her that she is doing it for the Emperor. And what she is doing is good for the Empire, and for her family, and for us and her team. And I am playing to add 2 icons to another player's test and 1 glory.
Okay. So that's a
1,
point
2.
of glory for the pile there.
And 2
For
more
the
icons
spoon.
for you.
6. That's a 6 out of 4. Possible.
Okay. So you still being
7.
you are emboldened by the statement made over the Vox bead as you stealthily reach down and swipe the data pad as the waiter is now trying to protect himself from the ineffectual flailing of guilt as he is angrily just pointing and claiming that once again he will have this nothing just taken away and shot by his house guards.
And that, Arghast, is the development of an asset.
And he came so highly recommended.
Don't borrow that nothing. I was gonna use him for things later.
But you pull up the data pad and you're able to move away and you take a look at it.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to look at it outside of the view of people. Can I like scoot to the edge or like find
Yeah.
my compadres?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
You can definitely find them as they're getting up from yet another table where I believe you're doing okay.
Oh, I mean, if you want me to roll for it.
Go ahead,
How
see how
heavy
you're
is
doing.
that box there you got, madam?
Has the box grown in height?
He did fairly well at the beginning, and then he did
Oh,
okay
I'm-
at the next one.
I'm not doing as fantastically. That was 3 successes.
So he's lost a
3
bit. He's back
icons.
down to almost where he started.
Oh, okay, this is not bad.
Yeah.
That's about right. We don't want to get too much attention.
Heidi Prophet.
Speaking of getting a little too much attention, my friend over there dropped this data slate. And it's got some stuff on it. I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
Oh,
So you
I
start
like
going through
story
it.
time.
Once upon a time.
You see that it seems to be in some form of code.
Oh, shoot. It's in code. Hey, have I ever seen this code before?
You can roll.
I would like to investigate my code.
Otherwise,
Scholar.
this sounds like a job for maybe Arghast?
Oh no, I have so scholarly.
Okay, never mind.
But
I,
Arghast
we
can
actually
help.
have 2
I don't mind.
techies.
I will hit head against wall.
9. Okay, 9. 9 dice.
Are you saying when it comes to the complexities of the language, you just can't?
Maybe
You realize I can stab you, right?
As a reminder, Magnolia, you can spend a wrath to reroll.
I would like to spend a wrath to
You can
reroll.
reroll all the failed dice.
I would like to spend a wrath to reroll.
Okay. What do you got?
Oh, that
Oh,
helps
is
a
much
lot.
better.
Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 successes.
8 successes.
You recognize this as a fairly standard administratum code.
Hey, I know this one.
Yeah, and as realizing, you're like, oh, and you basically start putting in the ciphers, and the whole thing just completely unlocks. It is definitely an administratum code used by, well, agents of the administratum, like tax collectors and things like that.
He's a revenue agent.
Oh, God.
He's got friends in the IRS, and when I say friends, I do not mean friends.
You look through the list, and it seems to be a behavioral list and a potential marks of a known thief by the name of Velora Avanti.
Velora.
Apparently, she is somewhat well known to the local administratum offices for basically fraud and getting into the good graces of nobility and then emptying their bank accounts, after a night of wild, lusty entertainment, to which then she will run off to change her identity slightly and then go to the next, well-to-do noble.
Oh, a confidence artist.
Getting to know you. Getting to know all about your bank account.
Do we really want to stop her? I mean, it sounds like it couldn't happen to a better person.
No, but we could use him as an ally.
I don't think he is ally material. I thought he was responsible for killing.
Oh, no, no.
Hey
I'm talking-
there! That's a wonderful drink that they make here. Oh boy, buddy.
Oops.
I'm talking about our friend who dropped the data slate, you nunk.
You want to make friends with bartender? Okay. Perhaps
He's
you get to
not a
play his skin
bartender.
flute anyway.
Maybe
Well, I mean, I
attempt to
wasn't-
gain his friendship by returning his data pad to him.
I'm gonna do that thing.
Okay.
I'll be back.
So, what are the rest of you doing while Maggie goes off to talk with the waiter again?
I
You're
would-
gonna actually sit
Same.
down and start playing this time?
Yes.
Yes, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
You
it.
want me to give you a couple chips?
Yeah.
I will help
surreptitiously-
him cheat ridiculously by going around. Oh, my friend, you probably want to fold. I'm going to use psychic powers to help him cheat.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll for you. And
Shall we use my gained card counting?
I will say that you're going to gain 2 bonus die on whatever it is you're going to attempt. What skill would you like to use to try to do this?
Awareness.
Okay. And 2 bonus die for the fact that you have been counting cards this whole time.
Oh, nice.
Plus how many any icons to shift?
I don't have any icons to. Wait. Oh, I do have 1 exalted icon to shift. That's lovely.
So an additional bonus die.
Nice.
So you may go ahead and roll all of that.
May the party humor me, and may I take an extra die from the glory pool.
Yes, do it.
Ah,
Make us some money, honey.
Buy yourself something nice there, Mr. GM man.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Oh, I won't.
Well, I have good news, and I have great news.
Okay.
The good news is I got a complication.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, good.
And the great news is, what's your successes?
7 total.
Okay, you may shift one of those if you wish, if you have one to shift.
Yeah, it'll take me down to 5.
Okay, totally fine. The shift just does what it does. So with the two of you sitting at this table, you go through and over the course of about 5 hands, you clear out the table. Literally everyone there has lost everything in those hands. Not only due to the fact that you were knowing exactly where all those cards were coming from, but also due to the slightly psychic nudging that Starch was doing. That
Are you sure you want to bluff that? I certainly wouldn't want to bluff that if I were you.
a couple people who wouldn't necessarily have bid a little extra high bid a little bit extra high, and eventually you literally clear the whole table, and you are sitting in front of a pile of these chips.
we are going to be kicked out of here.
And in no small part to my horrible social cues,
To
I
which
see no problem with this.
to which you're sitting there in front of it, just kind of like, oh yes, this is great. Which is about the time that Endrot and his associate come over, and they have a very surprised but very happy look on his face, and he's just like, friend, it looks like you've really hit a spot of luck there.
My friend Arghast here is quite the keen gambler. I believe that we are donating these proceeds to those widows and orphans.
That is especially kind of you, sirs. Please let me buy you a drink, or what is it you would like? Some sort of refreshment. Anything.
Yes.
Very well.
Some Amasek would be marvelous.
I will make sure it is the highest quality. And he makes a wave to the bartender and kind of points towards the top shelves where one of they look over there and a servitor ends up going up on a little rail and starts pulling some extremely high quality Amasek off towards the top shelf. And he ends up sitting at your table with his associate standing kind of by his shoulder, hand on his shoulder. About the time that you are over speaking with the waiter, who at this point is like brushing himself off next to the bar and is like frantically searching his pockets, seeming very worried.
you looking for this friend?
Jumps out of his skin for a moment, turns, what the hell?
Oh, darling. Listen,
You?
you and I are on the same side here.
What do you mean? Who are you?
I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. However, I'd like you to know that I've seen your efforts and I approve.
You
Also, here's your data slate back.
He takes it from you and just, by the throne. Who are you?
I told you I'm not at liberty. However, I can tell you that my own efforts are in line with yours.
He looks around and kind of like leans closer to you. Are you after Avanti too?
We're after
Are you a bounty hunter?
We're after the bigger fish, darling.
He looks around. What bigger fish?
Oh, sweetheart, you don't know.
Who are you after?
I can't tell you that. But you're doing a good job.
Look, I'm an official administratum agent. You can tell me. Who are you after?
I can't tell you.
I'm here on behalf of the governor.
I'm here on behalf of a greater power than that.
Look, if you're not going to help...
I am helping. I just can't tell you how I'm helping.
Stay out of my way.
I will. Don't lose your slate, okay?
He tucks it away and... Very well.
See you later.
All right.
I am keeping an eye on both of them because you said they sat at our table.
Yes.
So I am not showing my back to either of them. I
Okay.
am remaining bodyguard casual, so stiff, but
Sure.
not alarmed, and keeping both of them where I can see them clearly.
Okay. So Tobias sits at the table, and sure enough, just a few moments later, the extremely expensive bottle of Amasek is placed on the table with a round of very nice glasses, to which he grabs the bottle and starts to pour himself. He basically takes it from the bartender who was about to pour, and he just waves them away and pours them himself and kind of hands them out. And of course, you come back about this time as well.
Oh, yes, I'll take one of those.
So, as you all sit around the table, and he a toast to those loved and those lost.
Absolutely.
I am on duty. Eh?
To the fallen.
And he takes a drink, and he just leans back, and he says, "So, I mean, what do you think of Argentum?"
Argentum so far has been quite exceptional. I can see vast untapped potential. I have concerns, though. From what I've heard, the scuttlebutt is your family's in well with the PDF and the Arbitus.
We've had many of our family involved with some of the officers of both the PDF and the Arbites. I myself served with the Arbites for a number of years before, retiring into the situation that I am now. More of a support personnel rather than an active member.
Ah, yes. Well, there's so much untapped potential, and as you said, untapped natural resources. But I do worry about the security. Just as we were passing through, some rather dubious fellows had started making actions against our transports. I have to say, very, very frightening tech sported by what should have been no more than brigand gangers.
Oh, you must have either run into the Titan Sons or this new one running around. What are they called? The Light of Reason, I think it is. I've heard about them. You're all right, though. I mean, did you lose anyone in your party?
Oh, some lesser functionaries. It's all right. The core components that we brought were...
He actually makes the sign of the Aquila and bows his head for just a moment. I apologize. There have been extra patrols sent out, and we are attempting to waylay them as much as we can, but it is a rather insidious group. They found their way into quite a lot more than we've thought they would.
I was surprised at the level. Some of the things that they were aiming about looked almost military grade.
He actually looks somewhat sad and nods, looks around for a moment. Word is they took out a PDF bunker about 2 months ago, and they found their way into anti-tank weaponry. We've been attempting to... We haven't been able to locate where they've been storing it, but if it was used against you, you have my heartfelt apologies. We were unable to do our due diligence in time to save your companions.
I'm going to throw some in and then the side.
Please roll.
In and then the side.
What are the rest of you guys doing while this is happening?
Enjoying my
Kidding.
expensive AMSEC.
I can guarantee that Amasek has a very, very good burning ratio.
Well, I am actually still capable of drinking. I do still possess a mouth.
Sure.
I just don't have a sense of taste anymore.
That's fair.
I give some to Grandpappy.
Okay. Your banjo twangs slightly. Yeah.
There you go.
Unfortunately,
I assist him in the inside.
How would you like to assist him?
I would,
Yeah.
sherbet.
yes.
Ask if I, more probing questions, look thoughtful, maybe pull up my visor so they can see my face in sincerity.
So,
Maybe-
so
maybe
an
throw
investigation
some-
roll, potentially.
Throw some military jargon into it, having,
Sure.
Try to reach common language through like PDF terminology
Sure.
and
Do you want to use cunning or we would say
Green Beret
investigation
talking
for that?
to a National Guardsman.
well, if I make the effort to speak on his level and like bolster.
Sure.
So my options are what?
I would say either cunning or investigation.
Oh, I would like to use investigation.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Wrath?
Yes, you use the wrath die for that. What do you got?
Show me your moves.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
I can't shift anything, but I have 3 successes.
Okay. So, what were your...
3 successes.
He seems legit. Like, he definitely seems sincere when he's talking.
All right.
The whole time, by the way, his the lady at his arm is just kind of just smiling and looking around. She seems a little bored with the conversation, but it seems to be just kind of looking around at people as they pass by. Every once in a while, someone will kind of sidle by between tables, and she'll just kind of like, "Oh, excuse me," and get back to where she was.
There's no one she's focusing upon.
She doesn't seem to be focusing on anyone in particular now.
She's not much involved in conversation.
Nope, doesn't seem to be talking. She seems to be there just to be kind of smiley and good looking.
Are you enjoying the party, ladyship?
Oh, yes, of course. It is always a pleasure to do what you can to give back to the community.
Can I check that for sincerity?
You don't have to.
Oh, good.
She's not masking it that well.
Oh, good.
To which Tobias kind of just doesn't seem to really be paying much mind, and it's just kind of like, yes, well, yes, of course, dear. But yes, we understand if you have issues with security. I will give you my personal guarantee that we have our best on the case. We've had some setbacks recently. Some people we thought we could trust turned out to be, well, part of the problem, as it were. We've attempted to see how far that went, but unfortunately, it seems to be a spider web. Every time we pull one thread, another moves.
As part of my lord logistics division, is there part of any particular locations we should avoid in our plannings for our stay?
The abandoned manufactorums in the lower hive are homes to what are known as the Titan Sons, one of the larger and more militaristic gangs. I would avoid them as much as possible. If you're having any issues with them already, they don't give up. They are very tenacious. Whereas I would say towards the cooling pools, towards the northeastern side of the outer hive, I would avoid them as well. There's gene-altered savages known as the Kraken Jaws. Those are, again, very, very angry. I would say that of the two of them, they would be more likely to, excuse me, but you would be a prime target for them. They seem to have it against anyone with any sort of augmetics or any cybernetics. They seem to be biologic purists.
What about these light of reason knuckleheads?
They have been extremely difficult to root out. I obviously cannot get into too much of that here, but If it is something you are worried about, know that we are investigating and we are attempting to cleanse their filth from our hive.
That's good. I'll make sure to carry that on to the baronets at the board of directors. They can be quite pugnacious about these things.
Thank you for doing your duty for the Empire.
Make me a deceive roll.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been riding my bullshit hard.
There is a mental image.
Putting it away squishy.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a wrath because I think I can do better. I think I can.
Okay.
And gonna go ahead and try
Reroll some of them dice. Okay.
Is she listening any closer now that we're talking about hot topics?
No, she doesn't seem to care at all
Okay.
about that. She seems to be kind of looking around.
and
Go ahead and make me, since you're paying attention
Yeah,
to
I'm paying
her,
attention to her.
go ahead and make me another awareness roll. -2.
Yeah, wait.
-2
Minus
dice.
2?
Yes.
Okay, that leaves me at
Where would
9.
waiter guy be now?
He's kind of on the opposite side of the crowd, seems to be monitoring things a little bit, but now he's kind of focused on your table since all of you are sitting there.
How's the 7 look?
7?
7 look good? Look neat?
He asks a few questions that are almost directly related to things that your cover story would vouch for, and you're able to kind of piece together from the stuff that you've had handed to you that you're able to answer his questions to the point where he seems to.
I also actually came from a mercantile family.
Yeah,
And I actually came from Trovac 6, so I can fill in any holes.
basically he asks a few probing questions, you answer them beautifully, and he acquiesces and basically just continues on saying that him and those he works with will do their utmost to make sure that your stay on Argentum is as pleasant as can be and that you will feel safe on their lands.
Marvelous, thank you.
How's a 7 for awareness?
7. As you're watching, as she's kind of standing there, someone else kind of like squeezing by between tables. You get the briefest glimpse as her hand kind of disappears and comes back holding what looks to be a small like stack of currency that disappears into the slit of her dress. Very seamless, but she just not even looking, just kind of does that and just continuing to smile as she looks around, not really paying much attention to anyone.
Certainly not anybody who comes near her range.
Correct.
The guy who keeps squeezing by between tables, is he same guy?
No.
No.
Just someone else, like someone
Just some
who's
schmuck.
moving from one table to the next with a pile of, pile of chips to play, but looks like some of his currency just kind of disappeared from his pocket as he made his way by. So, he finishes off his glass of Amasek. He says that he again appreciates that you're here, appreciates what you're doing for the community and the charity. Thanks you for coming by. Thanks you are very generous. And that is greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you for running such a marvelous event. It really is a wonderful thing to enter into a community that seems to really care about everyone.
We do what we can, all in the Emperor's name.
In the Emperor's name.
And he nods and stands up, straightens himself out a little bit. She, the woman kind of gets onto his arm again, and he's like, "Oh, yes, we have some more people to talk to. Again, have a pleasant evening." And he makes his way off.
Does
Once
she
it's
jingle
just-
lightly as she walks away? Saunter, saunter, jingle, jingle.
Once it's just us at the table, like I'm just gonna look around to the party. I'm like, we get to keep some of this, right?
It's charity. It wasn't our money in the first place.
His lordship donated it for you. You don't get to keep any of your pile.
My suggestion is you take his pretty lady there and shake her by an ankle and see how much...
No!
Wait, and see how much falls out. Did you see?
You told me, but no, we do not shake down the host's
Well,
date
it's more like
at the
shaken
party.
up. Shaken up. I mean, I imagine a lot of coinage would fall out of that dress.
What is the difference between shake down and shake up?
Directions.
Arghast, if it makes you feel better, here is a wonderful bottle of Amasek that has a marvelous burn ratio.
Can we,
And I'm pretty sure that crystal decanter is... Well, we're just going to walk away with it.
Wait a second.
Are you turning
I have an idea.
top shelf, glorious alcohol into a Molotov cocktail?
I was actually going to say something more like a replacement for Feiseline if he needs it, but that's perfectly okay.
I will stow it nonetheless, and I will
It evaporates.
suspiciously kind of tuck it into my robes, and it disappears.
Okay.
It's now being held on
I have an
firmly by
idea.
my
Think,
invisible
think
claw.
of it. Think of it for medical grade.
If I could have your attention for a moment, do we have any way of marking a coin, maybe? Some kind of, tracker or
He has a
other
tail.
device? So that I could accidentally get pickpocketed by that pretty young snack over there. And then, say, have a marked coin in her possession that would...
Are you saying she's a dish?
Yes. She's more like the whole meal if the meal was a bit metally.
Does your tail have the ability to insert tracking device?
I do not have a tail, but I do not have a way to insert a tracking device.
You have tail.
As you're having
Not
this
without extreme
conversation,
violence.
you'll note that the waiter actually makes his way over towards Endron. About the time that the lady has turned and has made her way over to the bar, looks like she's requesting a drink. The waiter actually makes his way over to Endron, kind of leans in close and starts to kind of whisper into his ear for a moment. He looks very distraught for a moment, looks kind of incredulously at the waiter, who then pulls out a data slate and shows him some information, gets a very distinct and hard look on his face, and stands up and makes his way over to where the lady is leaning up against the bar. It looks like she reaches out and she's pointing at something. Tobias just reaches up, grabs her wrist, and almost lifts her into the air.
Hey, look, shakedown!
And starts to very loudly exclaim that if he had known what a thieving trollop that she was, that he never would have been seen in public with her, and that only for the glory of the Administratum's agents, as he motions at the waiter, that her duplicitous nature has been discovered. And he basically hands her off towards the agent, who pulls out a set of cuffs and starts cuffing her right there in the middle of the bar.
On a side note, and this is going to sound slightly out of left field here, a master thief might actually be a pretty useful asset in dealing with this situation.
It is a little late now.
No, not if we stop them before she gets
How?
to the pokey.
And risk blowing our cover.
Or endangering the actual agent.
I really don't think that collecting another dubious at best opportunity is worth blowing everything, your lordship.
What if she knows where these reasonable light type folk are?
All
You
we have to do is turn on computer. They pop up.
That doesn't give us a hard location.
All right. Well, I did make friends with him, and we were going to have a little tete-a-touche later.
Well,
Or is it a touche-a-touche?
I think it might be time, seen as all the drama has unfolded, we might want to make our way out this evening.
Oh.
Consider this a success. We've talked to Endrot, we caused a scene, we've observed another scene, and who knows what sort of assets we might be able to yield.
Oh, Maggie, I have idea.
Uh-huh.
You slip, waiter boy, your details for your Vox feed so he can contact you, get into his DMs.
I'm already... All right. Hold on.
Give him your numbers.
I will slip him a note.
Not made of potato.
Oh, but it's my favorite trick. Everybody seems to love it so much.
Not made of potato. It is sticky.
Look, it's like invisible ink. You bruise up the potato, and then like 10 minutes later, you see the letters. It's classy.
Maggie, we have napkin.
If you use potato starch on some paper... Oh, wait. We don't do paper here.
Napkin.
All right. I
There is
will...
absorbent material. Write numbers on it. Give to him.
You think I should give him, like our warehouse
No,
address?
just your Vox speed numbers.
All right. I'll slip him my number.
Okay. Also, you're easily able to do that in the mix-up as everyone is looking around, and there's people are aghast and astonished at this this woman being brought to justice here.
Going to make our way out. It seems the party's gotten a little
Rowdy.
rowdy for my poor old heart.
I'm going to close the box and take with us.
Let's turn in our chits and
No, we turn in later.
I think we should donate some of it, because otherwise
We
just
donated
jerks.
entire Arghast pile. We have bucks.
Okay.
Sad robot noises.
you know those are just chips, right?
They're not worth anything
They're
We
outside
can
of this
turn
event.
them in when there is not big deal, big
No,
showcase, big...
That's
What
not
do you
how
call?
that's not how this works.
We
It's a
gotta-
charity
it's an
event.
event.
What you
There's like dates and stuff on these coins, I bet. Look at them.
They're literally only good for this event.
Yeah, you
God
gotta
damn.
turn
Alright,
them
we
in.
turn in cheats.
All right. You basically hand those out. They accept it. They say that obviously the chips have been paid for. Everything is good. Your accounts have been settled. You turn in your retrieval chits and you basically get your equipment back as you leave the building. And there you are standing outside on the street outside of the event. What have you learned?
Not a damn thing.
I think we learned that this guy's genuine.
I think that if he is in fact genuine, he might be working for the right reasons on the wrong way.
We need to know who's pulling his strings.
I think we also need to investigate the gangs a little more thoroughly.
They seem to be quite the obstruction, no matter how you break it.
So do you want to go into the abandoned manufactorums or the cooling pools?
I, for one, am going to avoid the cooling pools for now. Apparently, I will be target number 1 if we go there.
I think you mean
Yeah.
tasty snack.
Purists, sir.
Hors d'oeuvre.
Do not leak Arghast.
Maybe try to see if any of the
Extra virgin olive oil.
Titan, the Titan Sons or whatever they were, might be able to find where their newest rival has ensconced themselves.
And with that, as you're all standing outside the bar waiting for, well, whatever public transport you're going to use to get back to wherever it is you're headed next, that is where we're going to leave you for this episode. So thank you, dear Digidicers, for joining us for another episode of Accidental Crusade. And until next time,
Game
on, Internet!